He brings it over so we can play Guitar Hero 3. And he's pretty much basically the video game fanatic kind of person too. Just a geek. Like me, as good as he is, I can still beat him.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And that's on film.
Yeah. I'll be showing this to him later.
That is a very good question. It's actually hard to decide. I like a lot of them. The first of the games that I actually got was Guitar Hero 2. And I remember when I realized that like there's this song, Carry On Wayward Son. Once that started playing, once I realized that was on, I was like, oh no. Like, I think part of it is because I recognize the song, but there are a lot of songs I like on the games. On the first Guitar Hero game, one of the songs I like is I like it because of the band. It's from the band Queen. The song is Killer Queen. There's the Guitar Hero 80s edition. Yeah, so far. Yeah.
Do you find yourself playing video games for a really, really long time, and do you notice that you've played it for a really long time? How do you feel about that? Do you, all of a sudden you realize it's been 3 hours and you've been playing something for a long time?
I do sometimes find myself playing for a long time. But that's kind of, to tell the truth, I usually have always been a shut-in. Like even on beautiful days, I still like be inside. Because like, part of it was because I'm back in New York. Most of my friends moved away, so it was mainly my friends that were getting me out of the house.
Well,
Part of it was actually friends moving away. One of them was a fight I had with one of my friends.
Can I help answer that question, Alec?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I can attest to the fact that yes, he can get completely, utterly lost in the video games. And you have a schedule at home that he follows, but that there are times when just completely lost. And I don't think he realizes how many hours have gone by. But they're on your days off, right? When you're free to do that, so.
Well, that's what I was asking, because my one son will play a very, very long time, and his brothers get very mad at him. They'll say, oh, there he is again, he's playing, and he enjoys it. It's what he needs to do to kind of away from all the other things. So I don't know if he should be made to feel bad because he plays so long, but it aggravates his brothers.
Well, I don't think you should be made to feel bad. I should say myself, I should probably take this advice down. There should be limits. Question is, will I take my advice?
Do you find that at the end of playing the video games, do you find that you're irritated or overstimulated, or what's the effect of playing for so many hours? Does it have the reverse effect? Because I know it's kind of a way to separate yourself, but then after a while it's got to start winding you out a little.
Well, yeah, if you play video games for a long time, like video games are, probably for lots of people, are addicting. But even while you're addicted to video games, and like while you're playing, even video games can start to wind you up kind of. Like if you're at a point where you can't get past, if you're a video game addict and refuse to stop, that can get you stressed.
So how would you like someone else to intervene? Like if someone noticed that your behavior, my son is 7 and he plays this Nintendo DS and he'll just keep going. And every once in a while I'll see him kind of shake and go, oh, and he's getting really frustrated. I'll just say, hey, I think it's time for a little break, and I'll kind of just gently take it and close it and, do something with them. How would that affect you? What would your feelings, because you don't like to be told what to do, but you may need a little intervention.
Maybe. I think the thing is, well, for me, what I've learned is to do is actually, I can now at least realize when I'm getting stressed, and that's pretty much what I'll know when I'm starting to get stressed, and so I'll know to, well, if not change the game, if not turn off the game, go to a different game.
Kind of on the same lines with my son, there's certain games that he plays where he kind of spins out of control, and certain games he comes out really calm. Do you notice? I mean, and I was able to point it out to him, like, okay, when you play this game, to me, this is what I see. It looks like this. Do you feel that way? And he would say, yes, I can see that. So he actually chose to stop playing that game altogether and said, can we go sell it? Because I don't like how that game makes me feel. Have you ever had that experience where different games have you feel different ways at the end? Like, sometimes, I mean, you can play for 8 hours straight on some of the games and wake up like totally refreshed and happy and great. And, then there's other ones where he comes out irritated and like he's been in a coma for 2 weeks. So, do you notice that? Do you feel different from different games?
I'm not sure if I've noticed, but I think what you're talking about there, I think maybe part of it is maybe different types of games. Maybe part of it is different types and how the person responds to those types. When I was back in New York, I had a Game Boy. I actually brought it here to California, but it got stolen. In a way, that was kind of a good thing. Get me off that. But the thing is, back in New York, I could spend several hours playing Tetris. There have been times where I would get frustrated, but I actually reached a point to actually know when I'm starting to get frustrated, to actually find a way to actually turn that frustration into a positive feeling. When you get upset, I think it's best to actually laugh, because that just kind of, how I see it, this phrase is true, that life is what you make of it. The day is only bad to you if you make it like that. Now think, if you, the things that have happened in your day and days before that you would consider bad, how'd you feel if you saw it happening on a sitcom? There'd probably be situations where you would laugh at it, right? So what I actually do if I find myself in a situation where I'm having a bad day, I'll kind of step outside myself and watch it as a sitcom. It actually really helps if you put laughter in it.
Regarding that, based on what you're describing as a coping mechanism when you're too stressed, that's what you do, when something's bad. Is that something that somebody encouraged you to learn or maybe suggested the technique, or is that something that a coping mechanism that you just kind of created on your own?
It's pretty much when I created it on my own.